Ahoy mateys and welcome aboard. I am Rattle-D-Bones and today I got a video that's gonna rattle your bones. We're talking about Cyraxx. Now, for those of you who don't know who Cyraxx is, I almost guarantee you do. He's that demon in your nightmares, the dude at the end of your bed, and the guy whose head looks like a jawbreaker from Ed, Edd and Eddy. Now, this blubbering Barnacle has gotten himself into a lot of fiasco, a lot of endeavors, and a whole lot of fights on the internet with trolls. Not just any trolls, the buddy trolls. I feel like this is where buddy trolls originated from, so let's dive into it a little bit. One of the main things I'm going to hit home with, right at the beginning of this video, is there is a person we talk about who is deceased now. We will have to mention just a tiny bit Music Biz Marty, and I want to start out by stating, rest in peace, and I will not speak ill of the dead. Carrying on, let's talk about Mr. Chance, because his name is Chance. I'll probably refer to him as Chance or Cyraxx, depending on where I'm at in my rant, right? And he has a family. A grandma or a mom, don't know who that is yet. A little information's iffy on both, whether she's the grandma or the mom. I'm probably just going to stick to her as being the mom. And the mom's boyfriend, Ed. So, getting off to this, despite having multiple fights on the internet and with trolls, he's also getting into a lot of fights with his elderly mother. If you don't know, Chance is about 42 years old, give or take, and his mom is really old, along with her boyfriend Ed. That has not stopped Chance, however, from trying to put his hands on her any chance he gets. Any little fight, any little debacle, any argument will come with Chance trying to hurt her. Now, her boyfriend Ed has stood up for her multiple times, has stood up to Chance, has stood up to trolls who come to their house. He's put in a lot of work and for very little pay, let me tell you. That wouldn't stop Cyraxx though, because every minute he will try to fight with Ed as well. He'll scream, he'll cry, and he'll throw a fit. Kind of like a toddler. Imagine if a toddler was a disgusting goblin freak who lived in the attic and basements of his loved one's house, scurrying around like a little rat with the plague. Well, speaking of rats with plagues, I wanted to address his appearance. Now, I know, especially after the last video, I'm not going to be harping on anyone for their appearance. It's messed up. You can't control how you look like. But at this point, this is jarring. I don't know if this is to a point of neglect or if it's just serious bedbug fodder. Now, if you don't know what he looks like, I'm going to give you a little something now. Yeah, you see that? Great, right? Well, that's the least of his problems. Because not only is he a sick pedo, because, I mean, he's a lolcow. I mean, if I had a doubloon for every lolcow that was a sick person, I'd be one rich pirate, let me tell you. I'd be a bad pirate, because I wouldn't need to plunder anymore. But if fights with his families or trolls wasn't enough, he's also been caught doing and talking to a lot of weird people, and people he thinks is underage. Make no mistake, there is a lot of evidence of him assuming he's talking to a girl underage, and he's saying some pretty provocative stuff. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. I don't think I got to go in any detail. Not just this though, he is a weird fetish monster because he will go after anybody and everybody. There has been proof on his phone, whether it's been saved or it was on his search history, of him looking up stepdad content, NSFW content, probably on the hub. Oof, man, that's not all. That's probably the least of our problems. If he wasn't in love with his mom's boyfriend, then it's his own mom. There's been rumors of him stealing her underwear. God knows what comes next. I ain't gonna think about it this further. But if he wasn't sexually aroused by his family, then he's trying to hurt his family. Every time he gets into a fight with his stepdad Ed or his mom, he will try to put his hands on his mom. Every time, to the point that he's even been arrested for choking her out. Now, I can't tell if Sally, his mom, is his biggest hater or his biggest defender. Because at the same time, she'll treat him like complete garbage. I've never seen any mom treat a son like this. But then to turn around and defend him to a T is crazy. you have a lot of people who call to the house, a lot of people who show up to the house, and a lot of people blatantly in your face being like, hey, your son, this goblin in your attic, he's doing awful stuff. He's saying awful stuff. He's trying to get away with awful stuff. You really need to force this dude off the internet. But she won't. Just like we hit home with Nova's mom. She, again, she will not do anything to stop this man from going after children. If that's not worse enough, though, he has been known to go after and date women that have kids. And as soon as they're together, or even an inkling of together, whether it's a buddy troll, fake relationship or not, he will act like he's the dad of this children, of any kids. And he'll get very protective of them, and he's always trying to seek them out, always talking about how even if the mom and him separate, they'll still be his kids. And again, he doesn't know any of these people. He's never even met these kids. I wouldn't allow him near any kids. But Jesus, is it creepy. I mean, he's a predator of predators. This dude is just nasty. He's not even just going after children or people underage. He's going after parents, too. That's sick. Not as sickening, though, as a lot of the people who try to pretend to be his friend. Now, I understand a point of buddy trolling. I understand a little bit of it. I can wrap my hand around the idea and understand why some people would do it. But I feel like, and this is Rattle's personal opinion, I am a pirate, so most of the things I do is wrong anyhow. But my personal opinion is, I don't think stuff like that can really hit home. And what I mean by this is, if you're gonna be a buddy troll because you want proof that this guy's doing weird shit, but you can only get the proof by acting like his friend or his girlfriend, that makes sense. That's the part I can wrap my head around. Because a lot of these people, they're not just gonna come out of the blue unless you're Jupiter the Hybrid and be like, yeah, I did a lot of awful stuff. Yeah, I do that. I mean, no one's gonna do that realistically, right? But then you get to the point that I don't understand, where it's just, oh yeah, I was his girlfriend so I can get him to crash out on live. Yeah, I was his friend so I can get him on panel, so I can get him to crash out. Yeah, no, it's these people chasing what's called a Raxx out. Now, a Cyraxx out is basically what it sounds like when he crashes out. And usually this takes a lot of build-up, and it is really funny. Don't get me wrong, I think it's funny. But doing all that, touching the poop, you're not even touching the poop. You're living in the poop now. You have accounted yourself with this terrible person in the real life. No buffer, no character to put in between. You're not a YouTuber putting them on panel to point and laugh. You're actively investing yourself into this creep's life for no gain at all other than to laugh with a few people on the internet. What the heck? Again, this dude is known to go after mothers and other parents in similar situations, young kids. You could get something on that. We've had a few instances where we've gotten proof that Cyraxx was trying to talk to a minor, but it has led nowhere. My favorite part about this, though, is the people who decide to put their justice into their own hands. We've had someone call in to Ed, his stepdad, and try to talk to him about shutting off the Wi-Fi, which I think happened for a second. I don't know the details of it, but I think it happened for a second. And that's nice. My favorite part, though, and this is what I was talking about, is the USB bombs. And if you don't know, that's not the exact terminology for it, but the USB bombs, essentially you plug it into an Xbox, PC, or PlayStation, and the USB has something in it that kills the whole hardware. Zaps it out completely. He has fallen for this like 4 or 5 different times. And the latest incident was when his fake girlfriend, Cassandra, sent him something, and he plugged it into his Xbox, and it stopped working. Now that's funny. I like that kind of justice. That yo's my hoe a little bit. But to hit home, after we talk about it, because I don't want this whole video to be about the buddy trolls, but I wanted to explain my gripe with it. If you're gonna buddy troll, you need to get hard evidence out of this. You are touching the poop. You better have a good reason for it. You can't just be doing it to make fun of his appearance, to get him to crash out, to fuck with his feelings. You know what I mean? We have to put these people accountable. Why do you watch? You the viewer, you right now, you the pirate right now, sitting on the shitter. What do you watch locals for? Do you laugh at them? Do you do it to understand the dangers of the internet? That's what I told myself at first. I'd watch a lot of locale videos because I like to know that these type of people, they're on the same internet as me, as people I care about. Like, everybody has TikTok. I like TikTok. I'm brain rotted on there all the time. But without knowing all these locales and, you know, these YouTubers that cover these locales, I would not have understand just how predatory people are on TikTok. I mean, half our pedophile locales came from TikTok. It's crazy, and there's people still getting away with it. Not to mention Jupiter the Hybrid, which I'm thinking about making a video about one day, but I don't know, dude's a creep. I mean, they all are though, aren't they? Anyhow, sailors, let's move on with this constant battle with trolls. From an ice bullet fiasco where Cyraxx swear to God someone shot at his house with an ice bullet and the bullet melted, so now you can't find the evidence, to government officials trying to keep him down because we don't like his music. Then you have the copyright issues. Then you have how the trolls are keeping him down. The reason he's not making any money is because he has to make constant accounts. And again, this is the part of the circle I like, is the people holding him such accountable to his actions that he's not even able to make a career off of YouTube, which is great considering he's a bad person. Now, like my last video, in a perfect world, everybody would stop following these accounts, so eventually, if he is still making videos, he's yelling at himself, while we can still hold him very much accountable. Now, if you know from my last videos, I do cover locales, and I probably will keep covering locales in the future. Not mainly, of course, but I'll cover some here and there, especially the crazier cases or if there's any updates. But I want to make sure I have a reason for it. I don't like these people. I don't want to give them my platform to have more of an audience. I want these people held accountable. I want Nova Online held accountable. I want Jupiter the Hybrid held accountable. I want Cyraxx held accountable. And what pains me the most is the people that can hold them accountable the most won't do it. Sally, Noah's mom, these parental figures are seeing what's going on and actively choosing to ignore it. How can you bring something into the world, let it hurt others, and they choose to ignore that? I'll never understand this. In a perfect world where my videos do well and so on and so forth, these people will get held accountable. They won't have a platform to yap to random people anymore. They don't have a platform to look for minors anymore. Because we cannot forget, the same platforms we use and love are being used to target children. YouTube, TikTok, maybe even Twitch. Who knows at this point, right? God knows. I'm sick of it, sailors, pirates, marines. I think we could all come together and send these buttholes to Davy Jones's locker. Moving on from this, I am going to be making fun of Tads and Bits, because I do believe 100%, even though it may be hypocritical, that these bad people, we get the pass to make fun of them. You do wrong, you hurt innocent people like your mom, children, or animals, and it's no holds barred at this point. You know what I mean? There will be no parlay on this ship. Speaking of which, let's move into him pooping his pants. One of my favorite videos was of Mr. Chance doing some fake screamo, because he's a musician. if you didn't know that, well, let me tell you, you ain't missing much. So he's doing some fake screamo, when all it is him going raw, 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 and that's his music, right? I like screamo. This ain't it. This is just noises behind a beat that you used AI to generate. During his screamo match, his mom yelled at him to do something, because apparently he wasn't doing it. He was ignoring her. Apparently it was to use the bathroom. He didn't. He had a stomach bug, or maybe a wrong bed bug bit him. But he ended up pooping his pants and doing a little waddle off camera. Now, I don't remember if this is a stream. It had to be, because why would you upload this? Oh, man. Nah, dude, I would not let a video slide of me shit in my pants. I would delete that. I would say it's fake. Or I was really funny. I guess I'd own up to it. But man, that had to be some blow to your confidence. And again, I've mentioned it multiple times in passing glances and pokes, but his house is infested by bed bugs, and it's because it's the way he chooses to live. And I feel sorry for his parents, who probably have a nice house, especially in this market. It's lucky to have your own house, right? And I imagine it's infested with bed bugs. We talked a little bit about bed bugs and my relationship with bed bugs in the Nova video, and I'll recover it just a tad bit. I grew up in horrible conditions. It was a hoarding home on crack, literally, and it was like a pigsty without the animals. I grew up with a lot of pests and insects. I'm not proud of it because it was not my choice, and I got it out of there first chance I could. But that's how I was forced to live for a while. It's torture and it's nightmarish. And I remember waking up every second, like every 5 minutes, scratching myself silly because I had these bed bugs on me. And at the time, I had no idea what bed bugs were. I thought they were like fleas or something, you know what I mean? So I can't imagine willingly choosing to live in a bedbug hoarder's nest, waking up with scabs on your bald head every damn day. That has to be some kind of deteriorating psychological torture that has its toll on Cyraxx, for sure, for sure. Enough with bug-infested delusions. Let's move on to with his fights with his old co-host on the panels, Music Biz Marty. Now, Music Biz Marty did pass away, and Chance could not accept this for the longest time. He was constantly believing that he's still there, he's still winning, this is going to be one big gotcha moment. But sadly, he had passed. Sadly for us, that is. Cyraxx is very happy about it, as you would imagine, because Music Biz Marty not only tried to hold Cyraxx accountable for every awful individual action he's ever committed, but would also make fun of the Goblin. Besides blowing up on X, the most recent debacle again was his girlfriend Cassandra. Now, I have no problem with Cassandra or anything else that she had done with the buddy trolling situation. My issues with it were you didn't get any hard evidence, you kind of just made him like crash out a little bit, and you tricked him into thinking you were kidnapped. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and point the finger. I'm a dead pirate. You can literally do whatever you want. It's your sea, yo, your ho. Am I right? Float your boat. But I wish something came out of it. I wish there was something that's like a gotcha. You know what I mean? Like hard evidence that puts this person back more. We need to push him into a wall, and hopefully he will stay quiet in his attic and he'll rot away peacefully. That's what we can hope from this. Like a dead sailor on Davy Jones' ship. Part of the ship, part of the crew. So when she broke up with him, it was the way she wanted to go out was a fake kidnapping, which is whatever. And it scared the poor goblin a little bit, and nothing really came out of it again. But the Cassandra files, however, a lot came out of there. The whole time she was recording her live streams, or her, not live streams, sorry, her Zooms, chats, messenger chats, whatever it was. She was recording herself talk to Cyraxx. And there's hours and hours and hours of evidence. And that part's beautiful, don't get me wrong. I wish it was something, again, hard-hitting. Now, if you can't tell, sailors, we are going to be talking a little more about the Cassandra files and a little bit about Morty and Cassandra's interview. I watched it, a few people watched it. It was great, very funny, very informative, some really weird stuff on there, like him using a 2007 picture of himself to send to her. And this is what we're talking about, explicit picture, not just a, a selfie. But yeah, who would use a picture of yourself from such long ago? That's so weird, right? Like, I could get if like, oh, I was skinnier then, or I was a little bigger then, I was more fit. But this is of your private part. Why are you using, that makes no sense, right? I'm trying to wrap my head around it in real time, but it makes no sense. Not only that, but unfortunately for her, he would play with himself often. And one of these times, she's trying to ignore it, and while he's playing with himself, he just lets out casually, I can't wait to have kids with you. I want you. not that, but the kids part, where he was just out of nowhere, while touching himself, starts talking about how he wants kids and a family with her. Brother in Christ, what? If I'm ever yoinking the sploink, yoing my hoe, that's the last thing on my mind. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the point of like the post-nut clarity and wrap it because you're gonna regret it later. You know what I mean? It's so you don't have like, you know, who's thinking about this? Oof. So we're gonna watch a little bit of that, some bits and clippets. I don't want to use all of Morty's video, but we will see bits and pieces. I wanted to cover a few parts in the interview that I thought were funny, that I thought were weird, and other things that tie into my whole implication, my whole rivalry with the buddy trolls. I'm against the buddy trolls. No, my whole issue about not getting good evidence. Like, you're getting close to him. I've talked about this. I should have reinstated. Anyhow, Antimatter Morty did a interview with Cassandra from the Cassandra Files, and I suggest checking them both out. I do not want to steal his thing, so we're going to have clippets and bits of his interview, but you need to go check out the interview for yourself. It is insane. I will link Antimatter Morty's channel, along with a few other links to the proof I have of Cyraxx, what he's doing, and what I've said, along with other things. That's nice. I should probably link Cassandra Files YouTube too. You should go check her out. She definitely needs reinstated for all the awful things she put up with, despite my gripe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's insane. And I think I didn't even realize, maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention because I didn't want to look at it too closely, but I mean, it was censored in the video, so I knew that it was out, but I didn't know that he was actually, I guess I'll say, doing anything with it while he was talking about the kids.
Yes, he was. Yes.
I cannot believe I'm about to ask this, and you 100% have the right to plead the fifth. But when he was on live stream playing with his goblin, oh my god, I don't even want to ask because I'm scared to know the answer. I guess I'll just rip the band-aid off. Did he complete playing with the goblin on stream with you ever?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry to even ask you that.
No, you're good.
There's like no right answer
only one
either.
Time, though. Once that was it, and then after that I'm like, oh god, I can't. Nope.
Oh my god. Jesus. That's absolutely insane.
Well, that's about it, mateys. I hope your bones are just as rattled as I am with this new one. If you're thinking, hey, I need more of this guy, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch and YouTube every Saturday. YouTube might become a little later, but I'm going to start on Twitch this Saturday. I hope you liked the video. I hope you subscribe. And do me a favor by hitting up Antimatter Morty or Cassandra Files' YouTube. They need this stuff just as much as I do. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.